Hello, you lovely cubs, it's the Dragon Lord here, back again with another little video. Part 6 of What If Yuuji Itadori Had the Six Eyes. I know you guys have been waiting on this, I'm sorry for the delay. When I finished writing the part, and I had it completely how I wanted it, I fell ill. I'm better now though, but yeah, I have some bad news before I get into the video. I'm going to be uploading less, which, knowing me, that's almost going to be like not uploading at all. Because I'll be busy in the near future. I'm actually kind of searching for work now, but I'm pretty much going to have a job by next Monday. So, there's that. So, yeah, I'll just be very busy, so I won't be able to write or do anything like that. Just a little update. Sorry. With that all out of the way, do like and subscribe though if you haven't already, and let's just get right into it.
Don't you know who you are? Let's trade. Your eyes are filled with stars.
We would like to recommend My Brother Yuuji Itadori, Fushiguro Megumi, Kugisaki Nobara, Yoshino Junpei, Maki Zenin, and Panda. These are the six that I, by the name of Aoi Todo, and I, by the name Meme, recommend for first grade. Where am I? Itadori yelled, waking up. You're all right. You're in the nursery, Junpei replied, sitting next to Itadori. I heard what happened. Impressive, Gojo said, redirecting Itadori's attention. Did I win? Itadori asked before he started hurting. Yeah, you beat the special grade. You should probably rest up though. You used a lot of strength, Nobara said as she was peeling an apple and cutting it. Sensei, what was that? Itadori asked, thinking back on the veil. We got raided. The veil was a distraction. However, they took quite the blow as well, losing a special grade. Good on you, Itadori. The higher-ups won't be able to lay their hands on you as easily now, Gojo said with a smile as he put his thumbs up. Here you go, Nobara said. Before Itadori could speak up, though, he looked over and saw that she handed him some apple slices. Ah, thanks a bunch, Nobara. Yuuji smiled as he started eating the apple slices happily. He looked around the room a bit, as he then spotted Fushiguro. Fushiguro, why do you look so down? Yuuji asked, seeing Megumi looking a little sad. He's always gloomy like that, isn't he? Nobara retorted. No, it's different, Itadori said. Megumi had a faint smile on his face after Itadori had said this. Back there, I couldn't do anything, and ended up being a burden. I need to become stronger, Megumi said, clenching his fists. Maki slapped him. Don't think about stuff like that too much. You're not a burden, but you're right about one thing. We need to become stronger, she would say, exiting the room. Maki-senpai is right. I want to become strong enough to fight off special grades like Yuuji by myself, and not to mention I want to beat that monster, Junpei would say, tightening his fists. He stood up and shortly after left the room. Nobara followed him as well. Megumi smiled. Yuuji will be off first, alright, he'd say, leaving shortly after. Yuuji, get better fast, okay? Gojo would say as well, leaving Itadori alone in the room. Yeah. Itadori looked outside and thought to himself for a bit. I'll continue to help people, Gramps. A day later, Itadori was back up and about, as he said his goodbyes to the Kyoto team who were returning to Kyoto. Brother, next time we meet, let's spar again, Todo said, putting his hand up. Yeah, I'll beat you again. Look forward to it, Itadori would say, giving Todo a high five as they went their own ways. Let's go train, Megumi would say as everyone from Tokyo went to the training grounds, each giving their goodbyes to the Kyoto team members. The training was difficult. Whilst Megumi and Junpei went their own ways to train, using their shikigami together, Yuuji and the others held many spars and talked about theories, stuff like that, ways to get stronger. And thus, doing this, 2 weeks passed by in a flash. Yo! You guys have been assigned to a mission, Gojo would say, approaching the 4 first years. A mission? Finally, I've been wanting to go back out in the field, Itadori would say excitedly. What type of mission is it? Megumi asked. You guys will be investigating some mysterious deaths, Gojo would say, handing over a file which Junpei took. Who would do something this awful? He'd say, seeing the pictures of people being dead at the doorways. Probably a cursed spirit, Nobara replied. Well, that's up to you guys to find out. See ya, Gojo would say. Wait, aren't you coming along? Junpei asked. Well, no. The higher-ups have called for me again, he simply replied, leaving shortly after that. Let's move out, Megumi would say as the group made their way to some of the sites, eventually going to Saitama Urami East Junior High. They do some investigating and find that most of the victims were found unconscious beneath Yasashi Bridge. They walk around the area for a while until a distant voice calls out. Megumi? Is that you? Megumi turns around to see a girl, an old classmate, a friend of his and his sister. Megumi, is that your girlfriend? Nobara gripes at him, but he tells her to stay quiet. You guys go ahead. I have some catching up to do, Megumi would say as the rest of the group departed and continued investigating. It's definitely been a while. How have you been? She'd ask curiously. I've been alright, he'd reply blatantly. Were those your friends? They look like lovely people. I'm happy you have such nice people around you. Yeah, he replied once more. The two of them walked together. How has Tsumiki been? He asked about his sister. Well, she's been alright. She missed you, though. The two of them continued to talk and walk. Have you two been up to anything lately? He asked. Well, truthfully, we went to Yasashi Bridge the other day, which was so scary, she'd say, making Megumi worried as he started thinking that Tsumiki might be the curse's next target. Wait, you guys went there? I'm sorry, but I'll have to go, Megumi said as he started running towards Yasashi Bridge. In the meantime, he called Ichiji-san, who was their watcher for this mission. He ran the information through him and basically confirmed it. He arrived at the bridge to see Yuuji and the others standing there. Yo, we came to help. Yuuji would bring a slight smile to Fushiguro's face. They started investigating the surroundings until Megumi found a barrier and entered it together with the others. They find a mole-like curse, but before they get to exercise it, someone else enters the barrier. A thing that looks like a curse arrives before them and attacks Megumi. However, Megumi dodges. We'll take care of this, Nobara would say, tapping on Yuji's shoulder as the two of them take it outside of the barrier to start their fight. Junpei and Megumi get to exercise the curse, which they do so easily after a minute. However, at that moment, Junpei and Megumi get attacked by a finger bearer similar to the one at the detention center. This brings back bad memories, as he still hated himself for being so weak, but this time it was different. He started fighting it. Junpei, stay out of this for now. I want to test my power against him. Meanwhile, Itadori and Nobara were fighting the cursed spirit like a monster. However, Itadori knew it wasn't a cursed spirit. Nobara, the thing we're fighting is a curse user, he'd say. That monstrous thing? She'd exclaim in disbelief. Now, who are you to call my little brother a monster? Another voice would say as a tall man appeared. Nobara, if you're uncertain about beating these guys, then let me handle it, Yuuji would say, stepping up. No, I'll assist you. Itadori disappeared and took the tall man by the arm and launched him into the forest, making him hit multiple trees. I'll leave this one to you then, he'd say, disappearing shortly after. Yuuji appears before him again. You're strong. I won't be able to hold back, the man would say as blood wings sprouted from his back. A lot of blood got shouted out towards Itadori, at high speed too, with Yuuji dodging most of the attacks and deflecting the rest with his imitation of the limitless barrier. The man looked shocked. Sorry about this, but you're no match for me, Yuuji would say, appearing before the man in an instant. Divergent fist, Itadori said, hitting the man, sending him plummeting to the ground. When he landed, he saw the man laying in a decently sized crater, blood filling most of it. Won't be getting up from that, but why does my heart feel uneasy? Yuuji thought to himself, looking at the man. Eso! A voice roared out, as the monster-like curse user rushed at Itadori. Where do you think you're going? Straw doll technique. Resonance. Nobara would yell out, smacking her hammer and nail into a straw doll, which kills the curse user. Get Shizu! The man would yell, getting up, faint. My heart hurts, Itadori thought as he fell to the ground for a second, feeling great sorrow. Are you all right? Nobara asked, getting in between Eso and Yuuji. You'll pay for that, Eso yelled out, arriving before Nobara as he was about to hit her. Yeah, sorry for that, I just feel a bit sad, Itadori would say, a tear falling from his eye as he extended his hands toward Eso. In an instant, Eso got blasted away as a hole opened up where he got hit before, and a small portion of the forest behind him disappeared. That's impressive, Nobara would say, stunned. Yuuji had just unleashed so much cursed energy, signaling he was indeed having negative emotions right now. Itadori started crying. Are you okay? Nobara asked, approaching him. I don't know why, but it feels like I knew them, he said, crying. Nobara hugged him, calming him down a bit. It's okay. You can cry, she said, letting him cry his heart out on her shoulder. Megumi! Junpei cried out, seeing Megumi get launched into a wall. It's all right, he would yell in reply, as he thinks about the last few weeks. Megumi, you need to imagine a better version of yourself. You're too hooked up on matching other people. You have the talent to be like me, after all. You need to find your own path, Gojo said, giving a saddened Megumi some pointers. Sensei. Hey, Megumi, I thought of something for our Shikigami. Hey, wait, what's up? Am I interrupting something? Junpei interjected. Nothing. Let's get back to training, Junpei. As Megumi came back to his senses, a deranged smile came on his face. As he starts laughing, his cursed energy started to flow freely. I've been holding myself back. Not anymore. Domain expansion. Chimera Shadow Garden, Megumi would say as he, the finger bearer, and Junpei entered his domain. It's incomplete at best. Anybody can see that it's shoddy work, but it'll work fine, Megumi thought as he rushed at the finger bearer. A shadow was cast on the floor as Megumi Shikigami in a shadowy form started climbing up the finger bearer's curse's legs, with it trying to get them off. However, Megumi interfered, attacking the cursed spirit over and over and over again. Broaden it. Broaden the meaning of the technique, Megumi thought as he himself turned into a shadow, appearing and disappearing. Demon dogs. Totality. Megumi would yell out in front of the curse as he kicked its face. His demon dogs appear from behind the curse, stabbing it in its back, killing it. The domain was dispelled after that, and Megumi picked up Sukuna's finger. That was amazing. How did you do that? Junpei asked Megumi, who was tired and didn't answer. Hey guys, finished up everything here? Yuuji asked, still a bit saddened. Yuuji, are you alright? Did you cry? Junpei asked, seeing Itadori's face. Maybe a little. That's not important, though. Here you go, Yuuji, Megumi would say, giving Itadori the finger, which he ate, which made Nobara and Junpei cringe at the sight. We did a good job, right? Didn't we? Yuuji would say with a smile as the group returned to school, where they got praised by Gojo for their good work. Training continued after that, with everyone stepping up their game, especially Junpei, who wanted to learn domain expansion, as well as asking Gojo to assist him. Domain expansion isn't that easy to learn, you know. You need to study it for many years, but if you keep at it, I think you'll be able to do it in no time, I'm sure, was all that Gojo told Junpei, but it lit a fire in his heart. A few weeks later, the group was walking around the city. Hey Junpei, the movies are gonna be awesome. I'm excited to see the film too, but what about you guys? I've got some things to do, Megumi would say. What about you, Nobara? Yuuji asked. I'd be delighted to join you, but horror isn't my genre, she'd say, leaving as well. Just us then, Junpei said as he and Itadori walked to the theater. However, Itadori got called. Itadori and Junpei decided to go to the movies another time. They arrived at a short cafe after a bit of walking, where Junpei saw Nobara and Megumi and a girl he hadn't seen before. Nobara looked panicked for a bit. Oh, hey, Ozawa-chan, what are you doing here? Yuuji asked curiously. The two of them started talking, with Junpei, Megumi, and Nobara leaving them at it. Later that day, Itadori joined back up with the group. So how did things go? Nobara asked curiously, with a bit of nervousness. Well, we did some catching up, but after that we departed, Yuuji said, making her a bit reassured, but at the same time she felt saddened for Ozawa. Let's go to the movies. Human Earthware 4 is starting, Yuuji would say, dragging both Nobara and Megumi along with him and Junpei. A few days later, the group got contacted by Utahime Iori. They get assigned to a mission with her. They meet up on the street. Yo, Gojo-sensei said we'd be accompanying you today? Yuuji would say. That is correct. Please, follow me. I'll explain everything on the go, Utahime said. They walked and she began her explanation. During the Goodwill event, the attack was planned on the school. However, the attackers had way too much information on us. That's why they were able to get the better of us that time. We assume there's a mole within the Kyoto branch, she says. Why do you think there's a mole on the Kyoto branch? Junpei asked curiously. Well, given how the attack happened, we think that the student Kokichi, who you might know as Mekamaru, has been feeding them information, since he has means to give that information to people, and by process of elimination, he seems to be the most obvious. They arrive at his hideout. Itadori then breaks down the door, but he isn't there. This confirms it. We have to track him down as fast as possible, but if all traces are erased, this will be difficult, Utahime would say. I've got a faint trace, Yuuji would say as his eyes glowed. The veins around his eyes bulged a bit as he was focusing everything on his senses right now. Follow me, he'd say as he started running, following the faint traces, with the group following him. They arrived at a forested area. Why is there a veil here? Nobara asked curiously. We need to get in there now, Yuuji said as Utahime disperses the veil with much difficulty. There they see a massive Mekamaru fighting Mahito. Seeing Mahito, Junpei goes into a rage as he yells, Mahito! He yells as he rushes towards the cursed spirit at great speeds. This is quite bad, Geto would say, seeing the sorcerers. Utahime saw Geto and was shocked, informing Yuuji, Nobara, and Megumi of who he is. We need to beat him until Satoru Gojo arrives, she says as she goes forward. However, he sends out many cursed spirits which holds the group back. Meanwhile, Mekamaru and Junpei are fighting Mahito. Mahito, we need to go now. We'll just have to revise plans a bit. We can't stay here, Geto would yell as Mahito, who was enjoying his fight, jumped back. Alright, let's go, he'd say. However, he felt a great killing intent, which kept him on his toes. You're not going anywhere, Junpei, who was slumped over, would say intimidatingly, sending chills down everyone's spines. Junpei, Itadori would say, feeling sad for his friend. Because of you, I'll never be able to see her smile again. Do you know how much that hurts? Do you? You freak of nature? No, you don't. It's unacceptable. You caused death and despair and so much pain to everyone. No, I can't accept this. It's over. Domain expansion. Poisonous theater. Junpei would say, enveloping the area in seats covered in tentacles. They caught Mahito. Sink into the poison and die, Junpei would say as Mahito got enveloped into poisonous tentacles that slowly swallowed him whole. No, Junpei, your domain, it's incomplete, Megumi yelled out as Junpei's domain got dispelled. Impressive, young sorcerer. You almost killed Mahito there, Geto would say, holding Mahito, whose skin was completely purple and he himself was unconscious. However, you were too focused on Mahito, he'd say as countless curses rushed at everyone. You won't get away that easily, Mekamaru would yell, as Kokichi, who was currently operating Mekamaru, was putting all of the years he had stocked up into one singular attack. Ultra shot! He killed most of the curses in an instant. However, Geto and Mahito were nowhere to be seen. Junpei fell to his knees as he cried out. Later that day, Mekamaru, Kokichi, was captured by the Jutsu sorcerers and interrogated. He told them everything, the plan, the curses planned in Shibuya, and furthermore the fact that Kenjaku was alive, who was currently inhabiting Geto's body. This fact made Gojo very agitated. However, Mekamaru told him about the prison realm, and that he can't act recklessly. In the end, Mekamaru got pardoned for his selfish act, as he gave very valuable information to the Jujutsu sorcerers. Gojo said they'd launch a counterattack on Shibuya, which many sorcerers agreed with. All the people that got recommended for first grade got assigned a first grade sorcerer they would accompany, with Junpei and Itadori being assigned to Meimei. They were more than a month on schedule, meaning they'd have more time to train. Hey Junpei, next time we see him, we'll beat him, so let's get even stronger, okay? Yuuji would say, cheering Junpei up a bit, who'd have been down for over a week because of what happened. Everyone started training, and before long, the night of the raid started. But that will be for part 6. I don't know when part 7, excuse me. I don't know when part 7 will be out. Could be a month from now, could be maybe 2-3 days from now. We'll just have to see. Hope you lovely cubs enjoyed today's part though. And if you did, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you lovely cubs in the next video. My name's the Dragon Lord, and I will be signing out.